And we're back with Larry King Live. Joining me on the set now, Alexandra Reeve Givens. She's a daughter of the late Christopher Reeve, also a member of the board of directors, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, and Peter Kiernan as well, chairman of the board, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. Thank you both for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Stem cells, obviously a big topic this week. President Obama, as you know, paid tribute to Christopher Reeve earlier this week when he signed the executive order lifting restrictions on federal funding of human embryonic stem research. Take a look.
One of Christopher's friends recalled that he hung a sign on the wall of the exercise room where he did his grueling regimen of physical therapy, and it read, "For everyone who thought I couldn't do it, for everyone who thought I shouldn't do it, for everyone who said it's impossible, see you at the finish line."
It's amazing to hear him talk about your father that way. The accident was back in 1995. It's remarkable how much time has passed. What was it like for you to watch President Obama sign that, talk about your father like that? Bittersweet, or how did you feel?
It was a tremendous honor. Our whole family was just so moved to be mentioned in President Obama's speech, and this whole event, signing this executive order, is just, it's a big moment for us and for the spinal cord injury community and the disabled community as well.
A lot of people so focused on stem cells, trying to learn more about it, understand it better than ever before. Peter, you've read this legislation. Is it going far enough? What are we going to see?
I think the most exciting part is that we've begun the process. The event is passed, and now we've been given a privilege. Frankly, it's time for the NIH, the National Institute of Health, to take its rightful place at the head of the parade. We want them on that wall. We need them on that wall. I think the other exciting thing is that there have been a lot of young scientists who've been sitting on the periphery, viewing stem cell research as a cul-de-sac with bad karma and not a lot of funding. Well, as of that announcement, that cul-de-sac just became an on-ramp to a superhighway.
Yeah, the culture is going to change, I think you're alluding to, as a result of this federal funding. How divisive an issue is this? When you talk to your friends about this, when you are as part of the foundation, do you still sense that from people, just that this is such a divisive issue?
It's tough, and I think that's one of the most important things about this executive order, is that we're moving away from a policy of fear and instead focusing on the incredible benefits that can come, focusing on the health and quality of life for millions of people living around the world.
You know, it's a tough thing to sort of grapple with, I think, a little bit, because as of now, we don't know of a single human being really that has benefited from stem cells, that's been published in some way and reproduced in some way. How much promise is there based on what you're hearing from scientists? Is it all still just a promise, or is there more than that?
I think that's it. There's tremendous potential here. We obviously have a long way to go and a lot of work to do. But as Peter said, the door has been opened, and to have the support of the federal government to now be working in a centralized way with a central source of regulation and oversight, it's a tremendous difference.
Peter, how quickly are we going to see something? When are we going to be on the show again talking about something definitive?
Well, I think in terms of the regulation and the sort of rules of the road, I think very quickly. In terms of achievements, I think we have to counsel patience. That it took, one of the first stem cell initiatives ever was bone marrow transplant. It took 10 years to get it right. This is something we're going to have to use that kind of calendar thinking. Whenever there's an event as exciting as this occurred this week, the urge is to grasp right away for cures. They're going to be a long time coming, but you have to get started, and now the hard work really starts.
And Christopher Reeve was a guest on Larry King Live many times. In July of 2003, he appeared via satellite. He talked about his belief in the promise of stem cell research, what we're talking about, and the obstacles to making it a reality. Take a look.
You still have that motto? Do you still think you will walk again?
I certainly have the motto that nothing is impossible. I think the question of whether I will walk is going to depend on politics. It's going to depend on collaborations between scientists around the world. It'll depend on economics, a lot of factors that I knew very little about when I was injured 8 years ago.
There's never enough time to talk about all this, but we should note that Christopher Reeve was also posthumously honored with CNN's first ever Heroes Hero Award. It's a thing that we take very seriously. It was in December of 2007. Alexandra accepted the award at the first annual event, the All-Star Tribute. It was quite an evening for you, wasn't it?
It was a tremendous evening to be honoring all of these people, just regular guys and gals off the street, and to have, you know, our dad honored as part of that as well was really something.
Yeah, and Peter, you were there as well.
I was. It was a very moving, and you know what? It was more than a job well done, it was sort of a reminder, both of us, that we got to get going. We've got a lot of work to do. We have miles to go before we sleep.
I hope we can talk about this a lot more. We talk about embryonic stem cells, adult stem cells, all that's happening. There's a lot to talk about it. We're going to keep on it.
We look forward to it.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for